Okay. And then we got some good news. So, 10-time NBA All-Star Carmelo Anthony has been notified that he has been elected into the Basketball Hall of Fame class of 2025. So, just in reflection of his career and then all that he's done for the sport, what are your thoughts on him being elected?
When it comes to Carmelo, this is definitely no surprise when you talk about people that actually belong there. Carmelo is one. When you talk about people that should make it on the first ballot, Carmelo is one. He's been a brilliant player since the day that I saw him on a basketball court from the first time. And I didn't have the privilege of watching Carmelo in high school, but when he was playing down at Syracuse and watching him win that championship, then coming to the NBA, doing this thing at Denver. And just it seemed like his scoring got better and better as time progressed. And then when he made his way to New York, I was like, man, New York might be a tough city to play in. He even proved that to be a false narrative, and he does his thing there. I just think when it comes to how you would want a person to play if you met them in the hood, Carmelo would be it. How you expect your friend to do when he gets to the NBA, Carmelo was it. And at one time, I used to always think, not even comparing him to LeBron or anything like that. So let me just leave that out. He's always been a tough competitor. All of his peers respect him. He's a bucket anywhere you go, and I love what he's done, not just for the NBA, what he's done for his hometown, even inspiring other talents like Kevin Garnett and other Michael Beasleys and other people that came at that same time. I just think congratulations, even what he's doing with his son now, bringing him to that level, his whole family, just different people. Blessings be upon this family. Thank you, Carmelo, for your contributions to the NBA.
Yeah, Mason meant Kevin Durant, not Kevin Garnett.
Oh yeah,
Down
yeah. I
there in the
apologize.
DMV because they have not so good
Hmm.
because they have a lot of good players down there. Look, Carmelo Anthony averaged 22.7 a game, and I think his career average would have been way more. It got lower because he was bouncing around from team to team towards the end of his career because he still could play and still wanted to play, and he wasn't getting the minutes that he deserved towards the end. But like Mike said, he's a walking bucket. Never cheated us. Played to the maximum ability he could. And listen, man, it was a big debate coming out of college and LeBron coming out of high school. Mace was going to talk about it, but didn't. LeBron just ended up winning a lot of championships. Carmelo ended up getting a lot of money. He never joined forces with anybody. And there's no slight to LeBron or anybody else who teams up with people, but Carmelo never had that opportunity to play with two other All Stars at one time, or at least not two All Stars to the capacity of somebody like Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, or Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love, or Anthony Davis for that matter. I think that Carmelo did things his way. I'm happy the way it turned out. And even thinking about all the players that played at Madison Square Garden, there was a time, and I don't think it's really as important to the players today as it was at one time. But when you came to Madison Square Garden, whether you were on the Knicks, of course, when you're with the Knicks, you play at Madison Square Garden. But there was a time when players from other teams came to Madison Square Garden and said, I got to do my thing because I'm playing in Madison Square Garden. I'm playing in the Mecca. We seen Michael Jordan do it. We seen Kobe Bryant do it. We seen Steph Curry get 55. We seen LeBron James come in and get 56. For Carmelo Anthony to hold the record in the Garden, and people don't even know that, it's truly amazing. 62 points in Madison Square Garden, thinking about every player that came through Madison Square Garden. It's truly amazing. It's a great year for him. His son is getting ready to go to his alma mater where he won a championship at. Like May said, first ballot, not just Hall of Famer, but their family, first ballot as a family. Lala, his son, and Carmelo. So congratulations, Carmelo. I'm happy for you. I don't think anybody deserves it more than he does. It makes me feel, like I said, I'm always up here looking good, but it makes me feel like, damn, I just seen this nigga in the league. It seemed like yesterday. And to watch him grow from high school to college to an outstanding NBA career, not just NBA career, we have to think about Carmelo's also a 3-time gold medalist. So congratulations, Melo. I'm happy for you. Couldn't be a better player that deserves it.
So a little bit more information. It was revealed that he actually wants ownership stake in the Wizards. He said, I'll be a great owner. I am a former player. I understand players. I understand personnel. I understand strategy. I understand being strategic, and I understand how to build teams, right? It's basically showing his interest in buying that. So what do you think of that choice by him if that were to go through, Mase?
I think with Carmelo expressing his interest in the Washington Wizards, that will be the only chance they have with somebody like me watching the Wizards. I think with Carmelo coming to that franchise, he would definitely bring the talent there necessary to win. And I think, he have an invested interest. He's from the DMV area. It would be perfect for, even for him as a person coming home. The story alone of it will garner a lot more following and a lot more support than what they're getting right now, presently, game by game. And sometimes this is what you have to do. We've seen a lot of basketball players that weren't as great in basketball, but they end up being brilliant GMs. So somebody like him coming in as an owner, I think will do just fine.
I would love to see Carmelo as an owner. Absolutely. I consider Carmelo one of our peers, even though he's younger than us a little bit. I just think that he would be great, but is it realistic? Only reason I would say it's not realistic because, look, he has knowledge of the game. He's been around the game since he was a kid. One thing I've mentioned that I didn't mention last segment before I finish about his interest in being an owner, it makes me think about Lenny Cook. And I was like, I remember Lenny Cook was over LeBron,
And
over
Melo.
Carmelo. And and he was looking, I remember how he treated Melo and them at camp, and he was rude and everything else. And it just goes to show that having some type of humility matters because you don't know who the next person is. Lenny Cook came to mind earlier when I heard Dick Carmelo had made it to the Hall of Fame, and I'm like, damn, Lenny Cook, this is what happens. And Lenny Cook's my man. Me and Lenny Cook still speak. He's one of our first guests on the show. Shout out to Lenny Cook. He'll be the first to tell you that he fucked up in certain areas, but he came to mind. And I'm like, damn, man, we watched Carmelo and Braun literally in real time pass somebody who was ahead of them coming up in high school. But back to the ownership. I think me personally, I would love it. Is it realistic? I'm not sure. The one thing about Melo is that Melo's still type of a hood nigga. I'm not saying he on Instagram bugging out or he wilding or doing something crazy or anything like that. He carries himself like a professional. But he wear the dark glasses. He got the dread, the braids hanging. We don't know if he getting high or not. Not putting that on him. I'm just telling you, image-wise, we don't know his team. All these years, I don't know Melo's agent, his partners, anything like that. And they may be the best in the world because think about this. Melo, he racked up. He may not have no championships, but that nigga got that money. So I just think, who's the team around him? When you think about LeBron saying he wants to be an owner, when everything is said and done, we see the core team that LeBron had built. Randy, we see what Maverick is doing. We see what Rich Paul is doing. We see how their companies are growing, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I'm not saying Carmelo doesn't have this. I'm just unaware if he does. I just don't know. But it takes that type of team to do something, to pull something off like this. But to me, like I said, hell yeah, I'm with that. 100%. Like say from the DMV area, et cetera. But when you watch Melo walk around, he's still diddy bopping a little bit. He got the podcast. He's saying, fuck niggas on the podcast. He chiming in on hip hop beef. You know what I'm saying? He's giving his opinion on the latest songs and all that. To be an owner, the other owners have to approve, and it has to go through a certain amount of people for them to say, okay, you could be one of us. I don't know if Carmelo Anthony meets the criteria to be in there with the good old boys. You got to think about this. We had one majority owner as a black person in basketball. and it was Michael Jordan. How you gonna tell Michael Jordan no? You understand what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure there's been other people that we are not aware of that actually tried. I remember Floyd saying he wanted to buy the Clippers when that shit happened with Donald Sterling. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, I don't know what happened, but it didn't pan out. But you got to be one of them people who fit the criteria for the quote unquote good old boys club. If I had a vote, hell yeah, I'm voting for Melo. But he got to stop diddy bopping. Got to take the glasses off. Got to throw one of these on once in a while. And I don't know if Melo wants to do that. But to me, I would love to see the new age owner with a fitted on and glasses and braids and a diddy bop. We'll see what happens. I'm rooting for him, but I don't know if it's realistic just yet.
That's true. But also I want to add, times are changing. I just feel like at this point, you never really know. Cause like, yes, like the suits and all that is stationary and what we say we want. But the way we've been seeing things, even like there is a clip of Robert Kraft dancing on stage with Cardi B. Like I never expected that. And then I see it now. So it's like, hey, you never know. At this point, I think they're expecting
like
a lot more.
5 years old.
No, it's not. That just happened the other day.
For real?
Yes.
He did it before.
Well, I'm seeing it a lot more that I didn't see it before. So I'm like, hey.
See, let me explain something to everybody. We somehow touched on this a couple shows ago. For Carmelo to be an owner, he would have to have partners. You have to be a billionaire to be an owner. Carmelo has a lot of money. He's not a billionaire. And even if he has a billion, no team costs a billion. Teams cost a few billion. So you have to have partners. Robert Kraft got that chicken. Robert Kraft didn't come in the game dancing with Cardi B. Robert Kraft came in the game and won the Super Bowl. So now he can get away with being in a hand job spot and they sweep it under the rug. He could get away with wearing a Dream Chasers chain with Meek Mills on the floor. He could get away with dancing with Cardi B because he has the cachet to say, nigga, I won 7 Super Bowls. When the last time one of y'all motherfuckers did that? Matter of fact, I've been to 10. Matter of fact, I had the best coach of all time. Not just the best coach of all time, arguably the best quarterback of all time. Get the fuck out of my face. I do what I want to do. Fuck is you talking about? You have to build the cachet with winning to do the shit that Robert Kraft does. It comes with the game. You can't just come in saying, yo, fuck all that. I know I got caught in a hand job spot in Boca Raton.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, you can't just be walking out of apartments with your shirt off in the beginning.
Yeah.
After 6 championships, they'll let you do one of those.
Yeah, you could catch a couple because what they'll say is, what does this have to do with me winning? Because that's what I do. I win. No disrespect to nobody, anything, and I'm not going to bring up names. We done seen players who win get away with murder, literally, whether it's vehicular homicide or anything else. If you win, they'll figure some shit out, and I'm not supporting that. But we done seen everything, from domestic violence in football to murder. But like I said, not go kill somebody accidental. Yeah. They'll get you back in if you figure out a way to win. And that's just the way it is. You got to win first.
Okay.
So I agree with you, Stat. I agree with you. Times are changing. And I think we're a big part of times changing.
Yes.
Personally. But I definitely think that times are changing. But this is certain things that the good old boys, owners, and so on hold on to. You know, they'll be like, damn, we losing everything. What the fuck are we going to have? Because it was a time where I just see recently, maybe a month ago, I was watching an interview from the 80s. They was like, yeah, we going to let these black people. I swear to God, I'm so mad I can't think of this coach's name because it was old and it was probably 85, 86. And they was like, yeah, I mean, we're letting the black people coach, and what are we going to have left? They took all the players. Now we letting them coach, and I was like, God damn, that was kind of harsh. I'm so mad I don't remember exactly who that was, but it was like, what are we going to have left? They're going to start coaching because they already took the players, and you got to think the owners are probably the same way. And when when we think about people, rich black people in America, we're rich, but we're not wealthy. And even if you have $1 billion, that doesn't mean you can buy a team. It means you're going to go need help. We sat there and said Magic Johnson is the owner of a team. What was the number? $250 million for 4% or something like that when we did the due diligence on it?
Yeah.
It was something crazy. It was about $240 million for 4%. So let's do the math on that. We don't have to do it now. I'm this rhetorical question basically. But what's the math on $240 million? Because you got to times that 4%. Let's just round it off to 5%. You got to times $240 million times 20 to say, okay, I want to own something. If you're in Magic Johnson's position.
A lot of money being passed around that we need to start getting more into. So hopefully that happens. Okay, so we talked about it yesterday.
It's not even really hard math, because if you do it by 10, that's 2.4. That's 2.4 billion. Then you do another 10, it's 4.8 billion. So what favorite rapper athlete got 5 billion to spare?
Yeah.
To spare.
Yeah, there's definitely a huge gap that I don't have a solution to.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.